nagkamali ka na ba sa pagpili ng stock? At yung nung napili mo, nung binili mo, biglang boom, biglang bumaksak. Pulang-pula ang portfolio mo. Nangyari na ba sa ito? Nangyari rin kasi ito sa taong kasama natin sa video. You will learn from her. May inaral ka but it's really a daily decision of learning deliberately, even unlearning things to really help you grow as a person and also sa bottom line, sa revenue. And I'm sure yung mga inaral mo, it helped you with your financial acumen. In terms of, pivot lang ako in terms of finances, in terms of investments, in terms of stocks. Like, let's say, I know you are also savvy sa stock market, sa fundamentals. Ano yung mga ano mo, for people who are interested din, how do you evaluate yung stocks before you buy it? Nag-change na ba yung process mo in choosing a stock or ganun pa rin? Or nagbago na years?
So many changes from the very first time I started. When I was first starting to invest in the stock market, puro hula-hula lang kung anong narinig ko, ganun. Narinig ko sa TV or kinwento ng kausap ko. And that's what we say, di ba? Sabi natin, wag gaya-gaya. O, wag makikinig sa chismis. Pero you know, when everybody's starting, it's always like that naman. So the first few purchases of individual stocks that I made, talagang ano lang yon, parang hula galore. But over time, I've learned from so many different people that I follow, and these ones are some authors. I've been very much influenced by Ben Graham, by Warren Buffett, by Phil Fisher, by Aswat Damodaran. Inaral ko talaga siya. But at the same time, nag-change din yun. Talagang nag-e-evolve din yun based on people I talk to, Henry Ong, si Marvin, Brandel, tapos so many other people that I talk to, diba? Si Rex Mendoza. Every time you talk to them, you always pick up something new and you always are able to customize based on your personality, based on the people that I know. There's one other guy whose opinion about the stock market I really follow, Vandermeer Say and Noli De Pala. These are the people na pag kinausap ko, lagi ako may question about investments and hindi dapat masayang yung mga sinasabi nila. So, when before it was just hula, over time, I've learned how to use filters. I've learned how to look at the macroeconomy, the industrial, the sentiments per industry and use that as a first filter. So, siguro 70% of the decision-making process is based on what's happening in the macro and the micro. And then, siguro mga 20% now based on industry. So anong nangyayari sa market? Anong nangyayari sa is it a sunset industry? Is it a growing one? Yung AI ba? Bago? Maglagay ba tayo ng investment dyan? And only 10% talaga yung decision making on particular stocks. This is how much my life has changed when it comes to investing. Dati, stocks lang talaga, di ba? Okay, siguro ganito nangyayari, pili na tayo ng stock. Pero hindi pwede. Dapat investment philosophy muna. Kasi pag wala kang guidance dun sa investment philosophy, growth ka ba, intrinsic value ba hinahanap mo, value investor ka ba, momentum ka ba, pag yan papalit-palit, walang kwenta, yung returns hindi kasing ganda. Or if the returns are high pero hindi mataas yung conviction mo, dadating yung time na mabebenta mo yan ng wrong timing, mali yung targets mo, hindi put together yung portfolio mo, and it's a lot less fulfilling, I think, and you make a lot more mistakes kung walang guidance na ganon.
Yeah. So I'm sure you're really doing your due diligence. Ang ganda ng sinabi mo, no? It's not just about picking a particular stock, but checking the industry, the macroeconomics, microeconomics. Pero so far with what you have seen, ano yung tingin mo parang promising na company or stock as you have, again, not necessarily sabihin mo dito, auto buy agad. Siyempre, they need to do the diligence. Pero anything na parang promising sa'yo as you do the research?
Yeah, when you look at the world economy right now, it seems like everything's doing good, diba? The US economy is still not in a recession. Ang dami-dami nag-expect 2, 3 years ago magre-recession na, but it's still going strong. And as a result, our local economy also, kung tanggalin mo yung effect ng mga geopolitical tensions and El Nino, El Nina, it seems like we're picking up. But when you look closely, you can see cracks in the global economy. The level of global trade is not going up as we expect it to be going up, and the concerns about quantum computing and AI, they're still there. Kaya when you think about it like that, when you think of the macroeconomic setting like that, I'm not an economist and I don't pretend to be one, but I know what I hear. And from what I hear, there are storm clouds, shall I say, in the horizon. And what that means is when you invest your money, you have to make sure that there are safety nets there just in case these storm clouds turn into hurricanes, right? So, mas 10% lang yung pwede mo ilagay sa very risky assets. You follow talaga strictly kung alin yung investment mo that will protect your personal risks, di ba? Tapos aling part ng investment ang magbibigay sa iyo ng market risk, and aling part ng portfolio mo ang pwedeng magbigay sa iyo ng aspirational returns that are a little bit higher but a lot riskier. So that's how I think about my investments. And right now, it doesn't look like we're very cheap. A lot of people say the market now is very cheap. Buy whatever you want. Bilhin mo lang lahat ng blue chip stocks. In 20 years, you'll make money. But you have to be careful and look at, instead of saying or giving you, I've always done this in Marvin Show, I don't really recommend individual stocks, but I recommend industries. So as you know, at this level, the banks are doing so well. I think you have a couple more years where you'll see good returns in the banking sector. Yung consumer sector, parang minsan okay, minsan hindi. I'd be very careful because at this point, yung mayayaman katulad ni Marvin, baka hindi nahihirapan, pero yung mahihirap-hirap silang bumili. So in my conversations, it looks like the fast-moving consumer goods sector, hindi masyadong nagmo-move. The people at the bottom are really finding a hard time to budget. Kaya medyo careful tayo dun sa mga stocks that correspond with that industry. Real estate, medyo 50-50 because when people don't have enough cash to budget, then they won't be able to pay for their mortgages or buy new houses. So again, 50-50 ako dyan.
Yeah, ang ganda ng how you explained it. It's really not particular on a company or stock, but an industry. And thank you for sharing the tips, no, na at least real estate 50-50 and all. And syempre, part of investing is not just the upside, but also the downside. Minsan, ano yung kikitain dyan? Dodoble ba pera ko? Minsan, puro upside lang. Pero hindi nila na ma-manage yung risk. Like, how do you manage your investment in terms of risk?
Sa ngayon, it's a no-brainer because rates have not gone down yet. So, bakit ka pa magpapakihirap actually sa stock market when you can lock in your money in easy money in bonds? Kung ngayon ka palang bibili, you will still be able to lock in your funds at maybe around 8% gross. Meron ng mga time deposit ngayon na 8% eh. And then you have your digital banks for your emergency funds na will still earn 4%, minsan umaabot ng 5%. The investment scenario now is very weird in that when we were starting out, walang mga ganitong option. Walang mga digital banks na may 4% guaranteed compounding. But if you don't take advantage of that now, sayang naman, di ba? So do your due diligence and find out which banks of the 6 digital banks are the best and put your emergency funds in there. Even your education funds, kung 1 or 2 years na lang kailangan ng anak mo, baka pwede mo na ilagay sa time deposit now. You're not going to see these rates anymore in a long time, I believe. So take advantage of that. That's how you manage your risk din. Kasi bonds are a good way of making sure that you have cash flow in terms of your investments. Yun nga lang, medyo malaki ang capital.
Yeah. Yun yung maganda dun na at least we will not just be limited with one investment. May stocks, may bonds, which for the people who are watching, bonds is just basically nagpapautang ka either sa gobyerno or sa kumpanya. And maganda rin, no, as we manage the risk, yung importante is we invest money that we're willing to lose. Huwag mo i-invest yung pera na pambayad mo ng Meralco or ng bahay. So, napaka-importante.